From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DBIC, the Primetime Capper, and it is time for the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles live. So pretty much, I'm feeling all the way live. I know that I didn't have a show Friday. I didn't have a show yesterday. I know you guys are thinking about, hey, is it every day? Well, you know, pretty much Friday, it was kind of a slow sports day and things like that for me. Even though we did have a big win the night before and everything like that in the finals and all that good stuff. So I kind of chilled out Friday, and then Monday, you know, we really didn't have much to talk about Monday, but there was a lot to talk about Monday. But hey, I decided to go ahead and do it today. So hopefully we can get this thing going every day. It all depends on schedule and things like that. But you know, hey, you guys already know what time it is. It's baseball season. We're kind of back and forth and things like that. And you know, the show will be more daily as we get closer to college football, NFL, things like that. But right now with baseball and it coming down to the end of the NBA finals, and, you know, it seems like I kind of strayed away from WNBA a little bit, but I'm kind of giving WNBA a little bit of time to get it together, but it is what it is. But let's go ahead and jump into our first topic at hand. We're going to get into boxing first, and pretty much that's where you guys see my face a lot at a lot of these boxing events. So let's talk about boxing first. We got Inoue this morning, middle of the night, actually went ahead and knocked out Donaire, Filipino legend. You know, this guy is just as up there, is just as great in that country as Manny Pacquiao. But you know, pretty much ran into the buzzsaw, what they call the monster. This was their rematch as well too. He did bust his eye socket in the first fight, so that's kind of demanded this rematch in a sense a little bit. And Inoue showed that he was pretty pissed off about that and went ahead and knocked him out in the second round. And it was a beautiful display too as well. He hit him with the great left hook, and pretty much that pretty much closed the show right there. He backed up Donaire and hit Donaire with a couple ones and twos and a couple more ones and twos, and then he put him to the ground, and then the referee decided to go ahead and stop the fight. So pretty much, Inoue continues his dominant run as the 118 kingpin, and it looks like he'll probably be moving up to 122. Right now, they are demanding the Inoue Fulton fight. But it was funny, just about a few years ago, it was all about Inoue and it was all about Inoue and Casemiro, and then Neri as well too. So they want Inoue to fight everybody, and it seems like there is no back down when it comes to 118, 122, and 126 or 130. So you guys have to understand those four divisions right there. You're going to get the fights that you demand. So we don't know what's going to happen next, but it looks like Inoue will have some options here for a super fight. And all I know is that possibly you're probably going to have to go to Japan for that super fight as well too, because it's going to sell a lot more there than it will here. So let's just be real. But congratulations to Mr. Inoue, the monster, and to Donaire. He's going to have to. There's going to have to be a time and place to where you tell yourself is enough, right? I would think, right? So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But all in all, that is what went down today. Inoue retains his belts, and he goes ahead and snatches up a WBC belt in the process as well too. So there it is. So let's move forward. Let's go ahead and talk about the spectacular performance Devin Haney put on Saturday night. Devin Haney went to Australia, to Marvel Stadium, and he went in there and he beat George Kambosos. And like, he didn't literally beat George Kambosos, like barely beat him. He put on an absolute boxing clinic against Kambosos. 116, 112 on two judges' cards. 118, 110. There is no issues with the card in my opinion. I actually had a 117, 111. I did give Kambosos 3 rounds, and you can see by Haney's face, he did get touched a little bit. He does not like that. He got touched up, but if you see Kambosos' face after the fight, Kambosos had the leather put to him. But all in all, Haney was just too much of a boxer for Kambosos. Kambosos did not fight the fight that a lot of us assumed he would fight. A lot of us had this idea that he would be fighting a fight to where it would be something where it could be something to where he would make Devin fight, like where Devin would have to really street fight in this one. No, that didn't happen. The professionalism and the patience of Devin paid off immensely here. That's why he's in the spot that he's in now. He's now the undisputed lightweight champion. And nobody ever asked the lightweight champion to be Mike Tyson. Okay. Let me just go ahead and give this guy a little bit of grace, because at the end of the day, these guys they put on boxing matches. That's what they do at these smaller classes. I know that you guys always want to get the big knockouts and things like that, but they throw a lot of punches. They throw a lot of volume. They throw a lot of accuracy, and a lot of things look really good in these lower weight fights and everything like that. When you guys are looking for somebody to be knocking somebody out all the time, you need to be looking up middleweight or better. You know what I mean? Now, Devin went in there and fought the fight that he was supposed to fight. He didn't do anything that went out of the realm of what he needed to do, but he became so dominant in the fight, it really didn't even matter. And then he felt Kambosos' power, and Kambosos' power wasn't what it was the night that he fought Tio. I think that he was a little bit more motivated because the trash talk, because Tio and his father can get really up under your skin with the trash talk. So I think that him and his father, they were so gung-ho on proving themselves. And I think Tio walked into that fight thinking he was going to knock that guy out in 2 rounds. If the Kambosos and Tio were to fight again, I would say that Tio washes him easily. You know what I mean? Because you guys have to understand, Tio had air in his chest, bro. Y'all can say what you want and do what you want, but he could have died that night. So Kambosos, there's a lot of things that worked in Kambosos' favor that night. But Saturday night wasn't his night. And Saturday night proved what I told everybody the moment he beat Tio. He's not a guy that you got to say he's going to be in the top 5 of this group. He's really just a placeholder at this time. And a lot of times, George Kambosos will now just be a good name on your resume, win or lose against him. But at the end of the day, George Kambosos should have lost to Mickey Bay when you think about it. So it was just, you had to let that guy move along because Mickey's a little older. He's fighting against Tevin Farmer actually in a few weeks. So that should be a lot of fun as well too. That fight's going to be in Dubai. So or was it going to be in Ghana or Dubai? I think they moved it to Dubai, but it was supposed to be in Ghana. So that's going to be pretty huge. So pretty much congratulations to Devin Haney. He did the job. A lot of people doubted Devin Haney. It was funny when I met him a few years back. I just saw this guy being an undisputed champion. He just had everything that checked off when it came to how good he was on the interview, how professional he was as well too. Now I know that you guys see a lot of things that he does on IG. It looks a little immature and things like that, but Devin has that stuff under control. He's not a type of guy that goes out and he's buying 3,500 bottles and everything like that at the club. He goes and has a good time or whatever, but he knows what time it is, when it's time to go home as well too. So Devin has a lot of structure and a lot of order in his life as well. And so that's why he was able to be in this position. And you know what? They just went ahead and made all the right moves, talked to all the right people, and walked in the rooms with all the right people. Worked with Showtime, worked with DAZN. Now they're working with ESPN. So Devin has made it to where he's going to be able to do his own negotiations very soon. You know what I mean? And it's going to be whatever network wants to come up with the dollars to do that. He can take the Mayweather thing into a whole new spectrum because he was able to observe and study what Mayweather did. And now he's doing it at an even younger age. He's doing it about 10 years before Floyd was able to do it. So pretty much, with his father having his back and him just getting to his goals, it doesn't really matter who loves Devin Haney or hates Devin Haney. He is the undisputed champion at 135, and he promised us that he would get there, and he did. And so pretty much he got the juice now. So y'all can say what you want, but Devin is the shot caller now at 135. And I thought that he always had been somewhat of the shot caller because everybody would love to say that he was promoted by Eddie Hearn, but you have to understand that was a co-promotion, just like this is a co-promotion in a sense as well, too, with Top Rank. They're the big name, but Devin Haney Promotions is a real legitimate promotion company. So he's getting a good chunk out of this as well, too. So just great things are happening for this kid. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his father. Their whole camp, great job to these guys. What much deserved. And it is what it is. Haney has got big things coming. He has a lot of fighters that they're now throwing out there for him as well, too. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Well, is he a pay-per-view guy yet? I don't know about that, but we'll see how it goes and we'll see how it shakes out. All right, so we move forward. Let's talk about Stephen Fulton real quick. There's not much to talk about. Stephen Fulton is an absolute monster, and Stephen Fulton just gets the job done. It's just that simple. He went out there once again. He impressed a sold-out crowd, dominant victory over Danny Roman, who's a hell of a fighter, and made him look very B-grade. But Danny Roman is not a bad fighter. Stephen Fulton's just on a whole nother level. So Stephen Fulton gets himself a good win. It wasn't a unification fight, but he looks to possibly have another unification, maybe a rematch with Brandon Figueroa, and they were calling out Inoue for him as well too. I don't know if he's too ready for Inoue. I know Stephen Fulton's a great boxer, but it seems that when you look at Inoue, he's a great boxer, puncher, and I think that there's some things that he can do that will affect Stephen Fulton as well too, but there's things that Stephen Fulton can do that will affect Inoue. So we'll see how it goes. But Stephen Fulton right now is the man at 122. I would like to see him fight Rais Salim to really show that what he can do, because Rais Salim is going to put him in a street fight, and I would like to see him fight Brandon Figueroa again. But when I think about my man Brandon Figueroa, I say to myself, maybe Brandon Figueroa can move up to 126 and actually be the undisputed champion at this point, because 126 is kind of a wide open division at this time. You got a big fight between Ray Vargas and Mark Maxale coming up in San Antonio on the 9th. But I still think that, you got a wide open division, 126, and featherweight has always been a great division in my opinion. So I think that Brandon can move up, and I think that Steph is going to be good. I think he's going to probably do about 3-4 more fights here at 122, and then he'll probably be moving up as well too. But you know what fight would be great to watch, and I know probably bore a lot of people, but it would be a great fight. It would be Stephen Fulton and Shakur Stevenson right now. I think that they're kind of set for each other, and that would be awesome to see these guys meet at 130, but I think that would be asking a bit too much for Fulton to be jumping 2 weight classes this soon in his career. But it is what it is. It would be a great fight. I think that it does need to happen at some point, but we'll see how it goes. But congratulations to Stephen Fulton once again, putting on a dominant performance, and the fans showed up for him as well too. And that's one thing I was going to say about boxing right now that is very key, is that there's a lot of people showing up for fights again. I was in New York, 19K. That was incredible. So when you look at the way that a lot of these fights are going, they're sellouts every week. When I was in Vegas, I worked 3 fights. Every single one of them sold out. So, the fight game is live and well. And you know what? The funny thing was, Canelo wasn't a sellout, though. But they said because it was Bivol, blah, 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 blah. Maybe it was because it's just the way that it was promoted, and it was never promoted in the sense to where you got to pull up for this fight. It was a Cinco de Mayo. They thought that Canelo's name was going to just sell it. Now, I ain't see enough promotion go into that fight. So, yeah, but it was near capacity. So, fans are showing up. Fans are very excited about what's going on in the boxing world, and it's a beautiful thing to see. Now, we'll end off with this just real quick. I'm not going to get into this too long, but we do have a postponement right now with the Charlo fight that was set for the 18th. I was supposed to be out there for that fight as well, too, supporting Rais Salim and, doing media stuff and things of that nature. But, pretty much this fight has been postponed, so that's bad news for everybody involved. Because pretty much it's a payday, man, and you gonna have to miss a payday, a big Showtime event as well too. And you got to postpone the fight if the main event guy is if the guy who's the headliner is hurt. Now Sulecki got hurt. We just go find us another victim. I mean, another opponent. But the thing is, though, he didn't get hurt, so it is what it is. So pretty much that's what we have here is that we're going to have ourselves delayed in this situation, but this might be something that's a good thing for Charlo moving forward as well too, because quite possibly he can get out his fight, maybe move up, and then maybe get that Canelo fight he's looking for, or get a tune-up real quick at 168, and then everybody can get the fight that they've been anticipating between him and David Benavidez. But him and David Benavidez' fight is worthless without a title. So you got to have a belt there first for them to fight. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But that fight is now off for that date. It will be made up in probably about 60 to 75 days outside of what the original date was. They may have to change venues as well too, but I would think that they want to keep that fight in Texas as well too. So we'll just see how it goes. It probably will be at a smaller venue though, maybe. I don't know. But hey, it is what it is. All right. So you guys just go ahead, stay tuned real quick. I'm going to be right back. When I get back, we're going to be talking some Dodgers. We're going to be talking some Lakers. We're going to be talking NBA Finals. We're also going to be talking about the biggest sell in professional sports. The Denver Broncos sold for $4.5 billion. But we're going to get into that once I get back, once we get after this break. And I'm going to explain to you why they were able to sell that team for that much. So you guys stay tuned. This is the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Kappa, and I'll be right back at you.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug Inoue, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners and I'll Have Another and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug Inoue. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Kappa, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune in to Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube.
Give me 1 second. All right, we are back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. Now, let's go ahead and get into some other business real quick. And we see ourselves now looking at another team that has been bought and got bought for a big number as well too. The Broncos just sold for $4.5 billion to Rob Walton, who's a Walmart heir. He's a part of that, I think, the 7-8 kids that are the heirs to Sam Walton's empire. The biggest purchase of a sports franchise ever. And I would say this, the reason why the Broncos sold for so much was because they literally had one owner the whole time. Like maybe two, but Pat Bowlen was their owner for a significant amount of time. He passed away a few years ago. His family took over the team. They thought that they would want to take over the team. The son thought he was going to be able to just be the owner, and they just keep going with the flow, right? But they looked at the dynamics of today's NFL, and they know that they can make a lot of money if they just move on from the situation. And you know what? The Broncos went for the amount that they should have went for. They should be going at a high number. Reason being is because the Broncos are one of the only teams in the NFL that can truly say they can sell out their stadium, win, lose, or draw. If they're a bad team, they're still going to have a bunch of people show up at Mile High. If they're a great team, they're going to have a bunch of people show up at Mile High and a bunch of people show up outside of the stadium at Mile High. This team is actually one of the quieter fan bases, but they're one of the bigger fan bases as well too. Everywhere I've gone in the state in America, I've found a Broncos fan. I can't say the same thing about a Chiefs fan. I can't say the same thing about a Chargers fan. But out of all teams, just randomly where you just meet somebody, Broncos. So the Broncos quietly have been a staple in the NFL, and they just been consistent money. So when they sell for 4.5 billion, because this was a bid, so they had several people trying to buy them. This is keen. This is keen real estate right here. Colorado is a great state, great on the taxes as well too. And with the Broncos, you're always a player away from having a big winner as well too. So they're in a good spot doing this and everything like that. It's funny that another team has been sold to a corporate situation, but all in all, I think that this is a dream come true for the Walmart family as well too, because I think that's something that they've been looking at for about 20 years now, to buy NFL to buy a pro franchise. So they're in the NFL now. They have the Broncos. I think the Broncos actually sold at the perfect time, because they just brought in Russell Wilson, and the roster and the franchise is starting to take a new shape and form. I think they're going to start, moving away from the John Elway days and all that stuff that they've been living off of for probably the last 20, 30 years. So I would really say that this is a new day in Denver, and hopefully it works out pretty well for them, because they just paid a lot of money for this team. So they're going to be looking for this team to be, one of the top teams in the NFL, and not one of the middling to below average teams in the league like they've been the last few seasons. But they made a lot of change. They made the right change by bringing in Russell Wilson. It's about a year after you thought he was coming in, but he's there. And the Broncos are looking pretty good going into the season. And now they got themselves a new owner, so they got new pressure on them as well too. So we'll see how it goes. But Broncos, $4.5 billion to Rob Walton, Walmart heir. All right, so Broncos man, that's a nice amount of money right there, $4.5 billion. I know they're not gonna pay that whole thing right now, but damn, that's a lot of money. All right, so Blue Crew Daily, we got the Dodgers starting a 6-game road stretch versus the White Sox tonight. And the funniest thing about the White Sox and the Dodgers are this: they share the same spring training facility. So they know each other very well. They got each other's scouting reports. They know each other's players very well. So that's why you always see a certain deal with certain White Sox players, like a White Sox minor league player or a White Sox veteran or something of that nature. They go to the Dodgers. Dodgers do the same thing with the White Sox as well too. At one point, I remember the Dodgers had Klay Thompson's brother, and he was traded to the White Sox as well too. I haven't heard from him since, but he was in the league for a few minutes. But he did all right with the Dodgers. He did okay with the White Sox as well too. I think he was in with the A's as well. So Dodgers started 6-game road stretch. They split. The Dodgers didn't have a great week last week. Let's keep it real. They got swept by the Pirates, and then they won the first 2 versus the Mets, and then the Mets won the next 2. But I thought that was probably going to be what it was in that series. So the Dodgers wind up going 2 for 5 last week. They played 7 days, but they played 7 games last week. They literally played the whole week last week. So this week they get 2 days off. Yesterday was an off day, and then they don't get 2 days off. I'm sorry about that. They have to fly to Chicago. They flew to Chicago. Then they got to fly to San Francisco right after that game. And they'll be playing San Francisco Friday night for the weekend. Then they'll be back in LA going against the Angels on Tuesday. So the Dodgers, sometimes when you guys are like, oh, they're losing games and now what's going on? What's the problem? Sometimes you just ain't got no damn rest. That's what it is. And the Dodgers, you're playing 13 games in 14 days, dude. Come on, man. at some point you do kind of burn out, don't you? So tonight should be a good start. This is going to be a fun game to watch because you have the guy that was supposed to be the future of the White Sox on the mound tonight in Kopech, and then he's going against White tonight, who's pitching absolutely out of his mind. This guy's a rookie as well too, and he's pitching absolutely insane right now. So Dodgers are in for a good one. We'll see how they look. I think this is their first game against an AL team this year as well too. I gotta recheck. No. They played the Tigers. Let me take that back. They played the Tigers at the Ravine. That was a funny weekend. So pretty much they got the White Sox tonight. We'll see how this one goes. But Blue Crew Daily, baby. Dodgers started 6-game road stretch. I'm not worried about anything. Yes, the Mets are the number one team in the NL right now. But the Dodgers are going to keep pace all season. But the Mets are in a great situation. They'll probably win the East by 20 games because the Phillies are bad. The Braves are bad. The Nats were never going to be here. And come on. The Marlins are literally a AAA team. They should be called a 4A team in a sense because all Derek Jeter's doing there is just making sure that they stay under budget. That's it. That's all you got to do when you're in Miami running the team. Now, if we wind up being a little good at one point, cool. But other than that, just make sure you stay up under the budget. That's it. Because we got a bunch of minor leaguers that we're going to bring in here year in and year out, and we'll move them off for something else, or they'll move along, and then we'll figure out a way to get some more prospects. So that's how the Marlins roll, and they got 2 World Series rings. Absolutely nuts. You wouldn't think a team would even have won a ring yet, but one year they spent some money, and another year they lucked up and had guys that 3 of them probably going to be in the Hall of Fame. But nobody ever really talks about how good that Florida Marlins team was because all those guys, they really didn't continue great careers after that. You know what I mean? Juan Pierre was pretty good. Donaire was pretty good. But then you had the other guys, they just didn't do much after that. And then you had Miggy. Miggy did a lot. So, and I always say that Mike Gonzalez was pretty huge as well, too. They don't talk about him enough. But, yeah, always right. So, there it is, 6-game road stretch. Dodgers, White Sox tonight. You guys catch it. It will be on at, I would say, 4:30 our time or 5 p.m. our time. But Southside, baby, that's where the Dodgers will be tonight. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the state of the Lakers. In the state of the Lakers, I'm only doing this because I really liked what Darvin Ham was talking about in his initial press conference yesterday. And Russell Westbrook was at that press conference as well, too. And he made sure to let the media know that he's not in the business of trading Russell Westbrook and that he knows the type of player that he has in Russell Westbrook, being a guy that's one of the best to ever play in the NBA when you look at, stats-wise and just pretty much competitive-wise. So he feels that he can channel his competitiveness, that his natural competitiveness back into the flow of the team. And I thought that was beautiful. That shows you that, hey, I want you here. I like you. I'm not so quick to want to trade you because I'm not like the last coach. You know what I mean? I'm not following orders from up top. And I'm not having vendettas over something else that may have happened in the past. You know what I mean? All in all. And I'm going to coach this team now. See, it's cracks me up because everybody's like LeBron's approval. But y'all have to understand, LeBron has not been with the Lakers for 20 years. LeBron has been with the Lakers less than 5. So it doesn't really matter if he likes to coach or if he doesn't like to coach. He's going to show up and play. LeBron has never been coachable. Let's just keep it real. Well, he's been coachable in a sense, but you already know that he's always going to have his say. Coach can say one thing, but he's going to try to take the 4 guys over and say another thing. And that's, it's cordial. He doesn't disrespect the coach or anything like that. But it doesn't really matter if he likes the coach or not because he's still going to be who he is at the end of the day. Now, I would say the Lakers need to make sure they add in the right pieces this year. There's a lot of guys that were on that bench that do not need to be back on this team next season. So that's something that they need to look at as well, too. And Lakerland, I would tell y'all, I want to say this to Lakerland. Stop pining for superstars. Like, seriously, Westbrook was an MVP. It was wasted. You know what I mean? So what's bringing in Zach LaVine going to do? Seriously, if Zach LaVine ain't going to show up and play at least 75 to 80% of games. Zach LaVine was out a lot last season. Like, why do you guys want to keep running the injury-prone players, dude? Like, seriously, just because they won a couple dunk contests. I don't know, man. I think that the Lakers need to be looking at winners, guys that know how to win in the NBA, and they don't need to be an all-star. So it is what it is at the end of the day. But that's the state of the Lakers right now. I like the positivity of Darvin Ham trying to make sure that his stars know that they're needed and know that, you're gonna have to play for a greater cause as well, too. So, hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. That's the state of the Lakers. We got a long time before the Lakers season starts, but I just wanted to throw that out there real quick because I thought that was an absolute remarkable talk that he had with the media yesterday. And you love to see Coach have a player's back as well, too. So it is what it is at the end of the day. But let's go ahead and talk about the finals real quick. Even though we don't have a game today, we do have our game tomorrow for the finals. But all in all, I didn't get to talk about Sunday yesterday, so I'll talk about it today. Or I didn't talk about Thursday either. But from what I saw is everything that I knew that I expected. I expected the series to be 1-1 going back to Boston. And Boston won game one like I put out for you guys. And then the Warriors, like I put out for you guys on Sunday, they went ahead and took care of their business on Sunday. So pretty much right now with my the NBA Finals bets that I put out for you guys, we're 6-2, and then for my clients right now, we're 4-0. So pretty much, NBA Finals, it seems like it's been very formful for me because I think that it's a predictable situation in a sense. I hate to be like that, but it could be predictable for me in an opposite way as well too, because I know a lot of people probably gonna be looking to bet it up on the Celtics because it's game one, but then they think about, oh yeah, the Warriors have been great on the road, and Boston hasn't won one home opener yet. So that's going to be played in. That's going to be a big play into tomorrow's betting. In my sense, I'm going to get more into that as we get into tomorrow. But I would say this game one, Boston showed the physicality and grit that I know that gives them the advantage in this series. Because I think when it comes down to actually playing real physical, real team basketball, the Celtics are going to be much better because the Warriors are a soft team. Let's just keep it real. They got Draymond in the mouth. He'll come in there, rough you up, bump into you. But they do sneaky stuff in the game. But they're not doing anything to where they roughing you up. Boston literally beats you up. You know what I mean? And they don't care about doing it. And that it showed you game one when they literally choked out the Warriors in the fourth quarter. Warriors scored 16 points and wound up giving up 40. And then you get to game two. The Warriors had a monster third quarter, but they had a monster third quarter in game one. But what they did in game 1 and 2 that was different in the fourth quarter, they sat on the ball and they took the right shots. They got a little reckless in game one because Curry started doing his let me shoot from 35 out, didn't hit. Then he misses a layup from being tired. A lot of people say he's just being lazy, but it's the fourth quarter. You've been working these boys all game. You had a 20-point first half, and then you don't have the greatest second half. That's just because defense made the adjustment, and you got a little tired as well too. So this series is one that is going to keep everybody talking, and I think that it's the right series for this type of playoff because nothing would have looked right. I think we would have all walked down the road if it would have been Miami and Memphis, to be honest with you. Or if we'd have got Phoenix and Milwaukee again, I don't think anybody would have been interested in that. So pretty much this one is the right one because you got the Celtics, the old guard of the NBA, the kingpin when it comes to actual championships. And then you have the Warriors, the it team of the late 2010s. It's that simple. But we would say this whole era belongs to that whole 2010s era did belong to LeBron. Even though the Warriors are the champions of it, LeBron went to 8 finals out that it went out to 8 out of the 10 finals of that era. So, and then did he go to 8 of them in a row? So pretty much that kind of overrides some things a little bit. But all in all, it's a 1-1 series. I have a better answer for you tomorrow on who the winner is going to be for this game. But I can tell you right now, this series is far from over. And this, again, will be another situation where whoever can solidify themselves in the fourth quarter, be a close game or a game where you can't down a few points, they'll be the winner of the game. It's that simple. I know the fourth quarter in this series is the most important quarter. The first three quarters are really irrelevant compared to how they finish these games up, in my opinion. So there it is, game 3 tomorrow in Boston, and it will be fun. And I have my predictions and all my bets and all that good stuff for you guys for that one as well too. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take another quick commercial break. And when I get back, we'll be talking some tickets. And you guys stay tuned. This is the Premier Sports Betting Show, the PrimeTime Angles Live.
The Viget app, where social media meets sports betting. Get the latest line movements in all major sports. Track your daily bets, daily contests, the NFL over-under contest that pays out $10K in cash prizes. This is a cutting-edge app that helps betting be easy. Sign up with the reference code POPDBIC and you will be able to watch my daily show, The Primetime Angles, as a resource to building that bankroll. Viget is available in your Apple or Google Store on your iOS or Android. The social sports betting app, Viget.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
All right, we are back with the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles Live, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and it's your favorite time of the show. It's my favorite time of the show. This is really what we all signed up for, and that's Talkin Tickets. So pretty much, let's go ahead and get into it. I got 2 MLB cards for you guys today. It's going to be some pretty good action for you today as well too. We got a Primetime PK6 today, 72-1. That is a nice ticket right there, boy. I'm telling you, 72-1. That right there, boy, oh boy, $20. That's going to take, well, $30. That'll take care of the rent because rent is $2,000 and up now, right? So pretty much, yeah. You put the quick 30. You put the quick 30 on there. You'll be able to get. So you'll thank me in the morning. Really, just throw the 50 on there. But you know what? 20 at work, 10 at work, 10 is 720. So it is what it is at the end of the day. But over 10 for the Diamondbacks and Reds today. And then we got the Pirates money line plus 110. And then we got the Cubs tonight minus 115 on the road tonight. In that game is a toss-up, but I think the Cubs would be good in it, though, to be honest with you. And then we got the Cards and Rays. I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a pitcher's duel here, or it will just be something where it's like finishes up 4-1, 4-2, something like that. But I'll take the under 7.5 here. I got the Nats today. They're a big underdog, but I like them to just keep the game close, so I'm taking them with a plus 1.5. And then I got a big run line today was plus 175 with the Brewers today. They're in a game where they're kind of, I would say that you could go either way in that game, but I do like the Brewers going into this one. So I'm taking them with the 1.5. I think that this should work out very, very well for us. So it's the 72-1 right there. Primetime PK6, MLB. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. Small risk, big reward. Let's see how it goes. And then I'm gonna take care of y'all. We got I brought back the DogDay PK4. You know that this bet has hit plenty of times in baseball as well too. I know I'm getting a little too cute though now, I think, because this bet right here, this one right here, honestly, I think I'm going after the biggest dogs of the day to win. It's a possibility that they do, but you know what? I know that I am reaching for 0-2 fastball trying to hit a 2 outs in the ninth inning, trying to hit a 500-foot shot. But hey, I've done it before, so I like the Twins tonight with the plus 130. Like the Twins a lot today, to be honest with you. Then we got the Royals at home plus 195. Then with the Mariners again on the road, we had the Mariners last night, first 5, and we also had the Mariners with the over 8 for my clients last night. And they took care of both of them, and they won the game 11-7 as well too. But tonight is going to be different, but I think that they can get a back-to-back, so I'm taking them with the plus 2.5, 205 tonight. And then we're going to finish up with the lowly A's here with the plus 195. But hey, I believe in them tonight, and I think that we could possibly get something out of this one as well too. I got a 60-1 ticket here for this one, and we'll see how it goes. But that's going to be the dog day pick 4 for you right there, 60-1, and I like it. I think that we can do some big things with this ticket. So let's see how it goes, and let's see how it shakes out. But another small risk, big reward type situation. So I can dig it if you can dig it. So it is what it is. All right, so pretty much I want to go ahead and thank you guys so much for tuning in once again today. I'll be back tomorrow talking some more sports, talking to NBA Finals with you guys as well too, getting into some more boxing news as well. We got some fights coming up in the next few months, and we got some some situations where possibly we can get ourselves some even better fights as well too down the road. So you guys make sure to tune in for that tomorrow. Also talking some NFL as well too, and yeah, it is what it is, man. You guys just come on back. It's the premier sports betting show with the one and only Pop DBICD Primetime Kappa. And I'll be right back at you tomorrow at the same time about noon. So I'll give you the exact time I'll be on. But you guys make sure to tune on in, all right? So you guys are the absolute best, and I will be back with you tomorrow. And you guys enjoy your day. And as I always say, bet with your head, not with your heart. And the movement is moving, and I am gone.